Hello, everyone.
How's it going, people?
We're back again so soon.
Back again so soon. This is I guess we'll call it our New Year's special.
This is the New Year's special, and what a way to end off the year
What a way to
and
end off.
start it.
So, welcome to Let There Be Jay.
Yes, welcome. I'm James.
I'm Jonathan. And basically, last podcast, we went into a Mando review. We didn't think it was going to go as long,
But it did.
but it went solid 2 hours. It was a great discussion for a great season of television. And, we were planning to get a bit of a Wonder Woman review, Wonder Woman 1984 review on the last one, but we didn't have the time to. But now we're gonna throw it at the beginning of this video.
Yes.
So Wonder Woman 1984 was a movie that
It exists.
I mean, if you could call it that, that it was supposed to come out a while ago. It got pushed, obviously, because of the COVID. And, actually, I have no idea what James's thoughts on these movies are. So this is actually very exciting for me. And he doesn't know that. He just knows that I'm not a fan. He doesn't really know. We haven't really discussed this at all.
We've saved it just for today.
So I'm quite excited, actually, to get into this.
Should we start? Okay, I want to hear your one-word review. Actually, you know what? We'll save it for the end because I want to go through it.
Yeah, okay. So overall thoughts for me first. Just was not a fan of this movie. Just a lot of odd decisions.
So many.
That don't work. And like the story was baffling to me. Just in general. But I don't know. James?
So I watched this movie with my family. It was a nice Boxing Day movie, I guess, or I guess the day after Boxing Day. And we were just like, all right, let's throw it on. Fun fact, the only movie I slept through was Wonder Woman 1.
That's the only movie you've slept through.
Like in the theaters. Okay. In recent memory. I have no idea why. I think I was just particularly tired that day. And
did you rewatch 1?
I tried to rewatch 1 a year ago, and then we also cut it halfway, pretty much where I slept in the theaters. So, but I got the end, I got the beginning of the movie, just the middle eludes me. So hopefully I'm not in a place of ineptitude to judge this movie, but I think I can. Just because of what it is. Honestly, I try Johnny tweeted this that he tried to enjoy it, and I was like, I'm going in and I'm just gonna have a good time.
Okay. I'm hearing the complaints I heard oh, it's really cheesy. It's set in the 80s. I'm like, that's fine. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna have some fun. Let's just have some fun.
Yeah, it's just a movie. It's come out. You barely get any movies nowadays, so I'm like, okay, let's check it. Let's see what's going on. And by the midpoint of it, I'm like, what the the whole thing eluded me.
I watched with my mom.
Okay.
And halfway through, she's like, "Can you pause? I need to go to the bathroom." And I pause, and I see that we've seen an hour of this 2.5-hour movie.
It's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and I think nothing has happened.
Dude,
nothing has happened.
The first act is, I have no idea what's going on that first act, man. I just would want to know the explanation for this, because the first movie was pretty good. It was from what I watched, it was an entertaining time. It was basically Captain America, the First Avenger, but just Wonder Woman. And it was fun. I have no complaints with it, really. I don't have much of an opinion on it, but I don't know what was going on with this thought process. I'm curious to hear why. What was it? Was it creative control? Was Patty Jenkins not allowed to do what she wanted? But it seemed like she got what she wanted.
She got what she wanted. It's one of the things I really like. Well, that was really good, I think, in the first movie, is I think the action is great.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of it. There's two action scenes in this movie?
I can name two, like
Or
one,
three?
three.
Like the first hour and a half, pretty much, besides that atrocious opening,
Okay.
there, there's like no action.
Actually, there's four now I can remember, but they're all forgettable. They're all forgettable as hell. Okay, can we run through scene by scene of this movie?
Sure. So
Okay.
the movie starts
Mm-hmm.
with a flashback
Yes, which
that does not relate or barely relates to anything that actually happens in the movie.
yes.
Like I guess that what they're trying to do is like the message of like don't cheat, but
Yeah.
that's not even her journey through.
Yeah, she literally never cheats once in the movie.
That's Max's
Uh-huh.
lesson, not hers.
And then it's also like lies and truth or
Yeah,
whatever.
I guess even her just allowing Steve to be alive is cheating. Is the
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So there was that scene where we get young Diana jumping around. My dad was like, "Whoa, look at the Amazonians go. They're jumping around." And I mean, it was kind of interesting for like the first part when they were like jumping on the stuff and like I don't know, doing
It
that.
was a fun, I think Patty Jenkins, I think it's clear to me that she really, really, really loves
That mascara.
Sierra and the Amazonians,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna do a spin-off
Oh, really?
of just them, which I would be interested to see.
That'll be probably fun.
So I think that's pretty much the main reason this flashback's even in there because she loves it so much.
Mm-hmm. And
But
it's just
the action and everything was fine in that. It just didn't
it's just
relate.
a baby Diana. Like I
Yeah.
think she was younger than she was in the first like movies flashback
Which
or.
also, it's weird because in the first movie, like her mom's like, "Oh, I don't want to train her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to train her to be a weapon or whatever," and like keeps her away from all the fighting. But she lets her go in the Olympics, and she's somehow this amazing fighter and runner, and that
Acrobat, and
that
she's riding his horse. Yeah, and then it's like a smash cut to the new era.
Stranger Things,
Wait, who's from Stranger Things?
the mall.
Oh my dude, that's the next part, eh?
Yeah,
Oh my god. There's so many ways they could have gone like doing like the whole artifact thing
yeah,
and it could have been way shorter,
uh-huh.
but they dragged that scene for far too long and it was just like I couldn't tell you what I was watching. I thought I was watching like a CW show.
Honestly,
It seemed like season 1 of The Flash.
it's this ridiculous scene where like this guy's like holding a kid over the ledge.
I know, and then like
While
the
all the
other
guys are
robbers like Terry, don't do it, bro, no. And then, and then he drops the kid, and then she saves the kid,
Oh,
and then everyone's like, "What the fuck? Who is this gal?" And then like
okay. One thing. How is Wonder Woman not a known person
yeah,
by the time of BVS or Justice League?
exactly. She's literally just going around. Oh, the cameras are shot out. You have like 50 eyewitnesses. What is it? Just like a mass, like what's the word? Psychosis or whatever that everyone just sees this Superwoman come down and save everybody. Like,
Also, we'll get to the flight thing later. We'll
oh, dude, no, dude.
what a flick.
There's so much to unpack. It's ridiculous.
So then we basically after that we get an hour of Kristen Wiig and Pedro Pascal doing an SNL sketch essentially together.
Yeah. Okay. Also, my what was Cheetah's name? Like, what's her name? Barbara.
Barbara.
Also, the deal with Barbara is why the fuck does everyone hate her? What did she do wrong? Like she's just like it's like in Amazing Spider-Man
It's
2.
She's Electro. She's freaking Catwoman before she becomes Catwoman. It's all these tropes. Jim Carrey, Riddler. It's all these
Yeah,
tropes. They
it's literally
always do
like
this.
it's literally like, oh, everyone hates me because I'm a nerd. You work at the Smithsonian. Like, look around you.
Uh,
I don't like and then like Chad or whatever is like, oh loser, you fucking dropped your books. I'm not gonna fucking help you. And then like bro, it's a pretty woman. Like, what are you doing? You probably don't even talk to women. Like it's it's ridiculous. And then Diana comes in and she's just like, oh hello, and Barbara's just like kissing her feet for God's sake.
but like, is this really the only friend she's had in 70 years?
Oh, Barbara's the only friend.
That Diana has had in 70
Yeah, I
years?
find that really hard to
Like that's all
believe.
it takes going, hi, nice to meet you. You know what? I'm gonna open up to you. After, after 80 years of not speaking to anyone.
Yeah, well, what did she do during this whole time? Was she just like sad?
It's just sad, I guess.
Like you were alive for 80 years. Like I guess she got a job at the Smithsonian for God's
Mhm.
sake and is the leader there.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the artifact. The second the guy hands the rock and they go, "Oh, this is apparently a wishing rock." And they go, I wish I had a coffee. And then the coffee comes in. I'm like, am I
Hey!
watching Wizards of Waverly Place right now?
Zinger! I know. I don't know why they would bring in a wishing like what's Max Lord's like storyline in the comics? Do you know? Do you know anything about Max Lord?
There's like versions of him where he's a cyborg.
Okay.
Like apparently he's like some really strong guy who can like be able to fight the whole Justice League is what I've heard. But I don't know. Guess it's not the case now.
I'm gonna look it up on the Wikipedia, but
Yeah.
um powers and abilities in early depictions, he became a metahuman, and he can telepathically influence people's minds, pushing a subconscious suggestion to others. Okay, so it kind of relates to it, but it's just like he becomes the wishing rock.
Life is good,
Uh,
but it could be better.
I love I love Pedro Pascal. I love him, and he does exactly what he can with what he's given. But God, it's so odd. It's the most odd
Use
movie.
stuff with the sun where I see exactly what they're going for.
Alistair.
Alistair. And that's not so bad.
I know. Okay. Also, so what? We'll get there later. I don't want to jump too far ahead because I'm gonna get too angry. So basically, he gets the rock from Barbara after he canoodles her and fucks her in her
Mhm.
fucking office, for God's sake.
Uh-huh.
Because she's been starved of any human connection because God forbid she likes paleontology. Um, and then and also she wishes to be fucking like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Whoa, who would have thought she would become super strong and stuff. And then she okay, can we talk about when
And
she
she
beats up that fucking
kills the
dude?
guy on the street.
Like he had it coming for him. Don't get me wrong, but Christ Almighty, man, she just throws him around, and then I guess I think it was on my phone. God forbid, forgive me for being on my phone while watching this movie because I was bored out of my mind halfway through. Um, was she friends with that homeless guy?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
in the beginning she like gave like when she went to dinner with Wonder Woman,
Mm-hmm.
she was walking home and she gave him her leftovers and like they knew each other.
Okay. Okay. So it was just like a throwaway, and he's like, Barbara, what the fuck?
But I guess the thing there is that, because the stone like takes a price, right?
Yeah, it's the
So it's
monkey
like
paw.
her goodness is what was taken from her being like Wonder Woman,
Mm-hmm.
I
She's
guess.
just evil or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, Pedro Pascal goes around and his mission is to get the oil. So he wanted to become the stone so he could get whatever he wanted, right?
Yeah.
That's the point. Because if he only wished on a rock, he would just get that one wish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah. So he goes to his competitor's house and he's like, "Don't you wish I had success?" And then the guy's like, "Fuck, I guess." And then, and then he gets the oil to work, and I don't know.
I basically he does this, and like everything gets destroyed because of this, and
Mm-hmm.
the world's gonna tumble. But while this is happening, also,
Oh my god, I almost forgot.
Diana gets her hand on the stone and goes, "Oh, I know what I would wish for."
Yeah,
And
she doesn't even say it.
she doesn't say it. Steve Trevor comes back
In the weirdest way
in
possible, too.
in the body of this poor man who yeah,
It's literally a body snatcher
is
situation.
where was that guy? Where was that guy's consciousness? Like, is he dead? Like,
What happened to him? I know, I felt like
what happened to that guy? Did he switch bodies and now he's in like some 80-year-old skeleton
he's just
the whole time?
dying in a grave.
He's buried alive?
Dude, that was they could have just magically have him come
Yeah.
back as a person.
I mean,
Why do they
he's doing the craziest stuff, like creating nukes, doing whatever. You can't have him just create a human?
Yeah, I didn't understand that too. Like, what was the limitations of the stone's power? It creates
I
this
don't know.
giant wall and it makes people do things, but God forbid it creates a person or brings a person back to life. No, we have to hijack this poor soul's body. And Diana's perfectly okay with it. She's like,
She's
all I
perfectly okay with it. And like they're in bed together. And like this guy is like
and he
not
still
him.
looks like him.
Yeah, it's like does not see Chris Pine.
Doesn't she?
She says like, "Oh, all I see is you," but like that's like she sees like she didn't recognize him at first.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like what was that? Like they could have just brought him back. What was the consequence of just bringing him back to
And then,
life?
sorry to get ahead on skipping to the very last scene. Is she just fucking him now?
Oh yeah.
What's the deal
What?
with that? I mean, they already did once, right?
I know, and that poor guy is just like, fuck,
Yeah.
where was I for a few weeks?
Like they're doing
Also,
like, whoa, I'm getting a deja vu here.
he's like, damn, I blacked out for a while. What did I take that week? What did I get punched in the face by a cheetah woman?
Was I in
Like,
Peru?
okay, can we talk about the Middle Eastern scenes? Because during that part, I'm like, oh, like you see the King of Crude in the thing,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's gonna go get his stuff, but he does some weird wish thing where, like, he's like, oh, I wish to have my land back, and he's like, well, haha, you get it, and it's like, and then there's a mass exodus of the place, and like what?
It's just
And they build the giant sand wall.
I don't know. There's three writers of this movie.
Okay.
One of them's Patty Jenkins.
Okay.
This scares me quite a bit for Rogue Squadrons,
Oh.
but I don't think she's writing that. So
Okay.
I think we might be safe on that front.
Okay.
But like it's just so weird like it's like I can't believe. Listen, I'm not a writer, okay?
Yeah.
But I've done some story conception
Mm-hmm.
and I see something like this and I just can't believe that
I don't
this was
understand.
approved.
Yeah, I don't understand the thought process behind any decision in the movie.
Like the whole thing with this wishing stone, right? So I'm thinking they're gonna tie it in with like some god or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I
there's
thought
gonna
he'd
be like
become a
some
god.
trickster god that's behind it all, and at the end she's gonna fight this trickster god. But no, they just go to some guy's house whose great granddad was a mine, and he's like, "Oh, that's an evil rock. You gotta kill the guy." And they're like, okay, and they leave. Like, it was so
But
weird.
I I feel like they take like random things from like movies that like I don't even know. Like it's like like an adventure movie when they get the help from like a random like like
Yeah.
ne'er do
It's like a,
well who no
it's like
one.
a horror trope too, where like there's someone who knows about the evil
Yeah,
thing, and they
and
go
no,
to
and he's a
help.
crazy guy. Don't
Yeah.
talk to him. And it's just this bum like guy who doesn't like. And then okay, before we get to that, because there's one thing I want to talk about. I did like maybe this is just my incompetence as a viewer. I'll take it as my own fault if you got this before me. But so the whole monkey paw thing, the wishing stone takes something when you wish it, right?
Yeah.
So it took me a while to realize that because he is the stone, he gets to take whatever he wants from those people.
I got that pretty much.
Okay, because I was like, why does it like? Because it wasn't ever explained until like
Well,
pretty
because the
late.
first one he says, and that he always says like, in exchange, I'll take your
Okay, okay.
whatever and your whatever.
Okay,
It's
and
interesting.
then wait, where were we? We were on. Oh, and then Diana's losing her powers. That's her
Yeah.
monkey paw thing. Because she's just getting shot up and fucking dying, and she's running in slow mo in the camera and
Also,
saving the kids playing soccer.
let's switch to something a little bit more positive.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, Diana and Steve are great together.
They got great chemistry. I can see why they
Great.
brought him back
And the
because
scenes of just them, like I really like the scenes of them bonding.
I love the plane scene. I thought that was pretty
Fish.
fun.
Yeah, I thought the plane scene was pretty fun. I actually like the idea of that, like the invisibility, like the pretty much explanation of the invisible jet.
Yeah, I like that too. I don't
Like,
understand how she has a magic power all of a sudden, but
she's
that's
got that
fine.
power, but hey, she made the jet invisible, and that was a pretty cool thing. And him flying the plane, and he was, so happy.
Yeah, he gets to fly again. Good stuff. Good stuff.
But,
But the time span thing, I know this is just nitpicky, but like, first of all, it would be a long time. It would be a long ass flight for them to fly in a fighter jet from like the U.S. Was it Washington to
yeah,
whatever Middle Eastern place they went? I forget. Um, and I don't know, magic, whatever. I'll just let that be to disbelief. Okay, so after that, we get some. We Max Lord is going bonkers, like he's
going
literally
crazy. He's dying. He's taking everything.
yeah. And then he wants to meet with the president, right? And then
Mm,
there's a whole
whole
there's the
scene.
there's the White House moment with and then we get
And
Cheetah. She's back.
Cheetah
We
pulls up in some like goth, not even some like rock clothes, and goes to
yeah.
fight Wonder Woman and says, "Oh, I can't let you defeat him. I need the wishes to be true."
Oh, I forgot to mention this. Before that all happened, they bring Barbara along for this like top secret um thing like with the bum guy who was talking about the Mayans. Like
Yeah.
and they're just telling like Diana your powers. This girl does not know that she has powers.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Like, why would you
That's
say
right.
that in front of her?
Oh my god.
I was truly baffled that what's his name, Chris Pine was just like, hey, that must explain this, and it's like, and Barbara just might be sitting there like, what? Like, what are you talking? Even if she wasn't cheetah powered up, she would still be fucking tweaking, and and that whole scene awful, and then we learned that you have to denounce your wish for him to go away or whatever, and or you kill the stone.
So
So,
yeah, after the White House kind of battle,
which was terrible, actually.
she's really injured,
Mm-hmm.
and she goes and like Steve is like, you gotta give up the wish, you gotta be good again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what. I think that scene on its own, you watch that scene is great.
It's a good scene.
Like great. The whole thing with her running and she won't look back. And she says it and she's like running and screaming. The music's really good during that scene too. I think that scene's great and it's really powerful. And I wish it was in a much better constructed movie. Because like imagine if this movie worked and how like devastating it would be.
Yeah, it would be
For how
sad. It's sad that you have to give him up.
But I think that was a great scene. Music was great. But then she jumps up. She's leaping on the clouds, which that's kind of cool. Her using the lasso. I don't really
Yeah,
get it, but she
the
swings
lasso.
the lasso at least. Kind of makes sense. Then she starts goddamn flying.
Mm-hmm.
What?
With the aerodynamics of the plane.
Has Wonder Woman like ever flew?
There's there's certain instances when she can fly and when she can't fly. It's kind of like how Superman has freeze breath and doesn't have freeze breath. Like,
Uh,
it's one of those powers that's kind of like written in or written out. But I feel like she rarely can fly, but sometimes when she's super powerful and like on par with Superman, she can fly.
yeah, for me,
Um,
just leads me to the biggest question of Batman vs Superman, Justice League. Why does she not fly?
that's a great question.
It is. I
But
mean, is this even the same universe anymore?
who
Do
knows,
they
to be
really
honest.
care?
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
Um,
Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves are about to kill each other. Who cares at this point?
they could have explained it better where it's like, oh, we're giving you a suit that actually has wings, Diana, and okay, you can fly with it. No, she's flying just normal, like just through the air because she balances herself with the wind or whatever. And in the ending of Justice League or their first movie, she's doing like a big ass jump that's basically flying, and it's I don't know, man. It's pretty ridiculous. But
Seriously.
then speaking of the armor, what do you think about that Athenian god armor?
It's fine.
It was in all the poster material.
Looks exactly like Goldar from Power Rangers. If anyone knows who that is, but she gets that armor right. She's going to do the big fight. She's got to stop Max Lord.
Yeah.
Then we
Oh, and
see, Cheetah's on the plane with Max Lord.
she's like, haha, love you or
Yeah,
whatever.
I want to be an apex predator.
Oh my god. They literally took that from Chronicle of all movies. Have you seen
I
Chronicle?
haven't, but I know about the apex predator because you and Eric would just always say it.
Like it's literally like when a villain says that, some fucked up like shit's going down.
And so she basically turns to what you can see
Yes,
on
I
your
think
screen right now.
honestly, I think this is a much better rendition of what she
It
actually looks
is.
like.
It is.
If we didn't know that Cats was a movie in 2019, um, I would put in Taylor Swift in this fucked up thing because that's literally what Cheetah is. She's a cat person with no hair. She doesn't have hair usually, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of the Justice League animated show. That's mostly where I get my Cheetah background from. Great show. Everyone should check it out. It's in the same like universe as the Batman animated series. But basically, um, I don't understand why she looks awful.
Look, it looks terrible. They have it all at night because they're trying to hide how bad it looks.
Yes, and can we talk
Then
about that fight?
that fight was awful.
What was that?
It
Like,
was
there's some good stuff you can do with Cheetah. Like, watch the Justice League show. They always bring her in to fight Wonder Woman. She's an interesting character, and she's pretty cool. She could jump like a cat and stuff. Uh, in this, she's just like clawing at the
awful.
wings, and that scene was stupid because like,
Just like
oh,
throwing each other around. I literally lost focus, was barely paying attention.
they're on that swinging electricity thing. How?
Yeah, they end up in the water, and she's
Oh
like,
my god, the
"Oh,
fact that
renounce your wish," and she's like, "No, never." And then she goddamn She's like, "I'm sorry," and she's like electrocutes her in the water. I'm like, "Damn, she just kill her?"
And then okay, but if she gets electrocuted in the water, why didn't Diana also get electrocuted? Is she
I
just
don't know, cause I
they
don't know.
could she could have just jumped out. No, she stayed there as the electricity was going. Like there's so many things you can just fix so easily. Like okay, maybe the budget restraints they couldn't get a jump out of the water. But still, like there's I hate water fights. I hate them. I think they're so stupid. Especially if they're fully submerged in the water. You can't see shit and it's not entertaining. Unless there's a possibility of a person drowning, like in what's that movie?
Later,
The Shyamalan.
you insane?
Not the sequel.
Glass?
Not Glass. I'm talking about the
Unbreakable?
original one.
Yeah, Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. Um and even Blade Runner is a good example. That was a pretty good fight scene.
Yeah, and that was well.
Um I'm also thinking of The Last of Us 2 at the end. Despite what people say about that game. They have a great water scene because they're half submerged and there's actually a threat of them drowning. But you have a superwoman who can't get electrocuted. I keep saying superwoman, a Wonder Woman who can't get electrocuted, and a cat person, and it's like it does not showcase either of their abilities at all. And you would think to be more like punching and stuff. It's insane. If she's on par with power wise of Wonder Woman, then they should actually like fight normally instead of just like throwing each other around and swinging on an electric rope. All right.
She pulls her out of the water, so I guess she's not dead.
Oh, she was alive. She was just like she coughed up the water like like she was fine.
And then, but she's out for the count. So Wonder Woman goes in, and Max Lord is going crazy.
Because he's apparently like super powerful or something because of the oh yeah also they explained this thing with the like the TV networks that the particles transmit.
Touch everyone.
The particles technically are touching everybody so he can make the wishes.
The funny thing where it's like a diner, and the lady's like, "I wish you Irish would all get deported."
And then he's like, "I wish you were dead."
And she's like, "I wish you would drop dead." And she immediately starts to have a heart attack, and he looks outside and sees all Irish people getting put into police vans. It's so ridiculous.
It reminds me a lot of Kingsman 2 and even 1 at that point as well. Like the third act of those movies.
Yeah, they're all fighting each other.
Or like they're all fighting each other and the world's just going bonkers. But like that's a satire. Like it's not supposed to be taken that seriously. But in this universe with Wonder Woman, I have to take it seriously, for God's sake. Yeah. It's just so weird.
The thing is, I don't know, like they could have done the whole thing and taken it like dude, go cheesy with it, but they like there's times where they're trying so serious. Like the ending, now getting to the ending.
Thank God.
Max Lord, and he's freaking out, and she's got the lasso around him. She's conveying a message to everyone. You can tell, like everyone's like you're supposed to like they want you to take it so seriously and get emotional from it. And they show him they start showing him as like a little kid and like.
Dude, they make a political statement like there's a terrorist asking for nukes and stuff, and it's like, why? Why are we doing this? And then they make you try to believe that the terrorist will likely give up his nukes or whatever because good faith. I'm all for that message. It's just such an odd way. I don't know. And then you see that you see some much needed backstory for Max Lord, right? And he's
I think they give us a little DH Pedro. That's looking crazy.
And his dad's beating him or whatever. Yeah. His mom. It's like, oh, where was this? The whole movie. And then everyone renounces their wishes, and he loses.
Including Cheetah, which here's the deal. She renounces the wish because we see her at the end and she's normal, but she still looks like she's evil. She's like looking to the sky evilly, and we never see her again. After all the wishes are renounced, we never see her again. We see Max go and find his son and give his son a hug, but then we never see him again after. My immediate thought that I said after, and my mom started laughing so hard. I'm like, so did anyone go to jail for this? Like,
Yeah.
where's the ramification? Like, who's liable for this?
The consequences, like, was it just like a dark day in history where everyone's like,
Yeah, how did no
geez.
one talk? Like, did this happen to Bruce Wayne? Bruce Wayne was like,
Yeah, Bruce Wayne was probably born around then, or
yeah,
Martha or whatever, and Thomas. Like think about the woman who died and was brought back to life because of her Irish husband.
I know.
Like,
Irish husband.
did they just say, "Damn, my bad. That was a February 10th was a crazy day, eh?" Like, remember when all those nukes were gonna hit us? Like
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna have a memory erasal thing
yeah.
because they kind of have to keep in check with the timeline, sort of. But no, it's just like, oh, that the '84 was wild. Remember that Max Lord guy?
It's so weird. So basically, they solve everything's solved, and they just cut to Diana at Christmas.
In a Hallmark fashion.
Hallmark fashion. There's kids. She gets she gets clipped by a snowball.
She gets
She's like,
absolutely wrecked by these two
she's like,
kids.
oh, he's like fine, and then she sees the guy that she just had sex with,
Yeah, that she spent like a month of her life with.
and he's like, oh hey, how's it going? And she's like, oh hey, and then it ends.
Yeah, it's literally this movie is at all at once a superhero movie, like a monster horror movie with Cheetah, like an adventure movie as well, and a Hallmark Christmas film.
Oh, but let's not forget the end credit scene. You know,
Hmm.
we see what's her name? What's her name?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know it was an end credit scene.
We see Linda Carter
Oh yes, never mind. I saw that. We see
who
her as
as
Artemis or
the
whatever.
Artemis, Athena, whoever that was, saving someone. And oh my god, my mom started crying when that happened.
I know my parents like, yo, it's her,
You know, saying, "Oh my god, it was her."
and featuring Linda Carter
Yeah,
as who?
her?
I don't know. No other movie does that when they introduce like a niche character. They don't say the actor and who she played like right after the title screen, right? Like think about fucking I don't know any other and like when Slade Wilson was in Batman v Superman or Justice League, whatever movie that was, they didn't say starring blank as Slade Wilson. Like it
I'll
was a
tell you,
weird thing.
Guardians of the Galaxy, end credit scene, and you hear, "Why do you let him lick you like that?" And it goes to, and then it says, "and Seth Green as Howard the Duck." But that's yeah, I don't know.
It's a
It's just
weird.
they don't want to give it away before in the credits.
Oh,
But
true.
they
I
still want to
guess
credit them.
it's a weird
Anyway, this
movie.
movie is just a mess, and I swear there's barely any Wonder Woman in this movie.
Yeah, it's a Max Lord
Like it's a
movie.
Max Lord movie. It's a Max Lord Cheetah movie. Like Cheetah, I think you could have took out of this movie completely and just have Max Lord be the end fight.
Yeah, you really could have done that.
Take out the Cheetah fight, and it
But
would
they
have been fine. It would have been half an hour shorter.
half an hour of your life would have been back.
Way too long.
I honestly didn't know it was that long. It felt long, but I didn't know it was 2.5 hours long.
I really wish they did more with Chris Pine. I feel so bad for Chris Pine because they like,
What about that wacky '80s try-on
boy, the
montage?
garbage can.
Hey, what about these
I wish
parachute pants? Ha
can't
ha
think
ha
of more
ha.
to do. Does everybody parachute now? Okay.
You gotta love those trailer like those
Yeah.
made for trailer jokes they put in the movies.
You know, I love Chris Pine. Apparently, he's been talking to Patty about Rogue Squadrons.
Oh really? I'd love him
And
in Star
he's so
Wars. I
down
think
for him in that.
that would make me like to watch that thing because I'm not a big fan of pilots in Star Wars,
Even though
but
he's already Kirk.
who cares? Those movies didn't happen.
But, you know, quick score.
Okay, yeah, let's hear your
I'm
score.
going, I'm going 7.
Interesting.
or maybe even a 6, because here's the deal: the actual score, the original music,
Mm-hmm.
is pretty good. A lot of the stuff. There's a good little Max Lord theme actually
Okay.
that's happening when like all the chaos is happening with him.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Hans Zimmer.
Oh, it is.
This guy reused. Okay, obviously the Wonder Woman score is used a lot, so
I love that score though. It's a
that
great.
score is great. But the scene when Wonder Woman's giving the speech and like all the people are touched,
Okay.
third act, this guy reused a score. It's called Beautiful Lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the opening of Batman versus Superman,
No.
and it's like the Batman theme pretty much. The Batman theme like slowed down, but it's like beautiful. But like it's the theme that plays when it shows the parents dying in BVS,
Yeah. Okay.
and they're using it. At first, I start getting a little hyped when I hear it because I think Batman's about to show up.
No, it's
It was
just.
kind of a Rise of Skywalker moment where I heard the music and I'm like, "Oh my god, man! It's a green lightsaber!" And nothing was happening, and I was just pissed. I'm like, "Why did they use that track, man?"
I don't know. I think everyone was lazy with this movie, and it doesn't even make sense because they finished it before COVID. So you would think like maybe during quarantine shooting, everyone's like, "Fuck this! Like let's just get it out." No, it was done before.
So yeah, that I guess was Wonder Woman 1984. Let me
That
give
was.
let me give my score on the movie, and
Mhm.
I'll give my one word thought first.
Okay.
Um, my one word is just odd. That's just what I felt the whole movie.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 10.
Okay. Um, my one word is why question mark. Just because of the questions I have with
Yeah.
the things that go on. I do say this made me love Birds of Prey more. Like Birds of Prey compared to this movie is it knocks out of the park. Like the action in
It was
Birds of
such a
Prey,
fun time.
the action in Birds of Prey is some of the best action
Listen,
this year.
the action of Birds of Prey hits different. The villain of Birds of Prey,
It's
the
a
best
good, he's a
best
good
villain of the
villain.
year. Best
Um,
villain of the year.
yeah, I give it a 4 as well, honestly. I was kind of surprised he did the same score, but it's a 4. Birds of Prey is now 10 compared to this movie.
So there you go. Now I'm curious. What did your family think of it?
oh,
Your dad
see,
hit with the. It was all right.
it was not like they just said, okay, it was just a movie to watch. Like no one was really
Yeah.
hyped for it. We were like just chilling with the dog downstairs watching the movie. I didn't want to air my opinions about it because I didn't want to like get
What?
the family angry.
Yeah.
But yeah, they thought it was okay. My mom wanted to watch it, and my sister was like, "Yeah, I'll check it out too." And I think we're all confused halfway through as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, all right, let's move on to better things.
We'll move on to much better things. Let's go now to 2020 in review.
Yeah.
So the way we're gonna do this, I have my ranking right here.
Okay.
All my movies of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go through them in order.
Okay.
Feel free to chime in.
All right.
After I'm done, we can talk about your ranking and we can talk about stuff that you've seen that I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
So, starting off, my least favorite movie of the year, The Wrong Missy.
What are your
Ye-
thoughts about
You know
Wrong
what?
Missy?
Never mind. I'm changing this.
No way. What's going on?
Least favorite movie of the year is Wonder Woman at
Damn.
4.
Damn.
So we just
So.
talked in depth about why that movie's not good. So moving on. Next,
Mhm.
you have The Wrong Missy. It's just a stupid little comedy. There's some pretty funny parts. It's really more funny just imagining my friends laughing at it than actually watching the movie itself. But yeah. Next up, we have Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh.
Okay, this is a movie. This movie I thought was just fine. Obviously a lot of video game movies don't work out too well.
Mm,
I thought this was just a fine little family movie. It's really not what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more like, video game based and like deal more with the Sonic video game. But
yeah.
really, the whole middle 45 minutes of this movie is them just chilling at a bar and just doing whatever. I know James has some opinions about that it's very odd that happens, but I think the first act is really good. I think the last act's pretty good too. And yeah, I'm actually excited to see two. We got Knuckles and Tails confirmed for that
Ooh,
movie.
Knuckles is confirmed. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
So James, what you think of Sonic the Hedgehog, man?
Honestly, it was a pretty good movie. Like, good in the way
I
that
also
it's.
saw it with a friend who absolutely despised it, so I feel like that taints our experience with the movie too. And we just complains to us about how much he hates it and that we force him to watch it.
Never take me to a movie like that again, is what he says to us. Yeah, I had fun with the first act and the third act. The middle act with the bar does not vibe with me very well.
Really kind of bootleg Quicksilver scene.
Yeah, lots of bootleg Quicksilver scenes. Jim Carrey gives it his all.
Oh, he definitely gives it his all.
There's some crazy stuff with him. It's a kids movie. That's all I gotta
Yeah,
say. And
for sure.
it's not really for like I have no real affiliation with Sonic as a character. I think he's cool. The games I never really played. I played like Sonic Lights and Sonic Unleashed. Probably not the best games to play Sonic with. And yeah, I don't I yeah, it's not for me. I'm not a child under 8. I'm not a Sonic fan. So, but I still had fun. So, that's all I got to say.
So next up, this is kind of on the same level as Sonic the Hedgehog. Maybe I like Sonic better than this one, but
Okay.
We Can Be Heroes.
Oh,
It's
that
a
was a
movie I
new one.
recently watched, which Jay, I think you should watch this movie, man.
You think I should check it out?
Because there's actually some, not because like it's a movie you're gonna think is good,
Okay.
because there's some damn interesting power sets in that movie,
Really?
and that you'll go, whoa, no way! You'll just be freaking out how these kids are using these powers.
I'll check it
This
out maybe. I got
are
time.
directed by just the psychopath Robert Rodriguez.
The thing I love about Roger Rodriguez, he does what he wants in
Whatever he
Hollywood.
wants. You gotta respect it.
And I commend that. Did he fund this movie himself?
Probably.
He's an executive producer for like every movie he does, pretty much, which
Yeah,
is
and he does like
amazing.
set design and he does the score.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that they didn't give Shark Boy any lines. That's what you
He
said.
did Shark Boy and Lava Girl, barely in the movie. If you're looking for a sequel for Shark Boy and Lava Girl, you will be very disappointed. You know, I hope this opens the door so we get Taylor Lautner back, we get Max back.
Oh boy.
Also, it's a question: was We Can Be Heroes all Max's dream?
Yeah, because are they real
Because
people?
they're not. Shark Boy and Lava Girl aren't real.
Oh
So
well.
I don't know. But I haven't seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl in a while. Don't they show up in the real world at the end?
I
Is that a
I
dream too?
I haven't seen it in a long time. I could tell you all about Spy Kids 1 and 2 and 3.
Oh,
I could not tell you about Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Spy Kids 1 and 2 are top tier kids movies.
They're great, dude.
Like top of the line.
Kids love those movies. If you put on Spy Kids,
I love those
um,
movies.
no, I'm
Yeah.
because I worked with kids in the summer,
Mhm.
2 years ago. They get entranced by these films, and Robert Rodriguez just knows what kids like, and I think that's awesome. They're not for adults. I think they're fun. I think they're really scary at points for
Yeah.
me. Specifically those like Glimblobs or whatever in the first movie. But he like you put that movie on and they're just in for an hour and a half. You got kids locked in.
Yeah. But We Can Be Heroes, it's a fun time. There's some fun powers. Pedro's there, he's having fun. All these adult actors are there having fun. But I think yeah, I think it's worth checking out.
What was made first, this or Mando season 2?
Um, I feel like this. No, no, I feel like Mando season 2 because that's how he convinced him.
Yeah, do you think I'm asking
I
like do you
think
think
so. He's like,
he
man, I'm making a superhero movie, man. You want to be in it? He's like, sure.
Sure, man. It's a check. A check's a check.
Okay, next up, here's where the discussion gets going. I'm
Okay.
thinking of ending things.
Okay.
Now
What's
this is a
that on the
movie
list? Like 5, 4,
9 out of 12,
9 out of 12. I don't know what I'm saying.
or no, 9 out of
Um,
15.
okay.
This is a film that was recommended to me by my good friend James,
Yes.
and it was a movie that I definitely did not love. It's a movie. There's some very gross things in it. Okay.
There really is.
Some very gross thing. It's this kind of cerebral movie where you don't know what's real. It's kind of in the vein of The Lighthouse. This is actually why James recommended it to me because it's kind of like The Lighthouse.
Mhm.
But here's why it didn't really land for me. The first hour, I was entranced. I was really creeped out. I thought it was really creepy, but I thought it was really good. Everything kept changing. I didn't know what was going on the whole time they're at the house. But then they leave the house, and like the next half hour, they're just in the car talking, pretty much, and they go get a blizzard and they do all this stuff. And at the end, you don't know what's going on, and stuff happens, and basically the movie confirms that the entire movie has just been some crazy guy thinking of things in his head.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because it tells me that I just watched this 2.5 hour movie, which I think this movie is way too long for what the story is trying to tell. It tells me that that was all for nothing. It was just some dream. Lighthouse, that is not the case.
No, it's you can interpret it any which way you want.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on the movie. I think it's worth a watch just to see the craziness of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the performances are excellent. And the direction's very good. It's written and directed by the Eternal guy,
Kaufman.
the
Pardon?
Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think about this, Jay? You told me this was your favorite movie of the year.
I think it might still be. I'm not too sure. This year has been a dry year for movies compared to last year. But last year was a blockbuster for films, so it's kind of hard to compare. But I thought it was like what I was looking for in a movie, like that really mind what's the word, like thought provoking mind bender kind of film with like twists and turns and you don't know what the fuck's going on, and you got the guy from Harry Potter going crazy, and the mom is
Oh,
also crazy, and then the guy from Breaking Bad is there, Todd, and he's like, "Mom, shut the fuck up," and like it's a pretty interesting time. I do agree with John that the like the second last quarter or whatever, I guess you would say, that doesn't make sense. Like the last 45 minutes are an odd turn for the movie. Um, I didn't like the Blizzard thing. I thought that was weird. Um, but whatever. I didn't necessarily love the whole janitor confronting thing. This is a spoiler review, whatever. Um, but I thought it was a good time. I kind of can get past that it's all a dream kind of thing. I know it's a really stupid trope most of the time, but I thought for what it was, it worked quite well. It had some like really like jaw-dropping moments, like when they said directed by Robert Zemeckis. That got me. I gotta say, I laughed. Um, and it's kind of one of those movies you have to research about after you watch it because there's a lot
yeah.
of really niche references that make up the movie. But it's a good time. I like Charlie Kaufman. I still have to see Synecdoche, New York, but I think yeah, it's probably one of my favorites. I think this is a bad year for me to actually rate any movies because I haven't seen many of the new indie movies like that people have been raving about. I want to see Sound of Metal. That's something I need to see still. Have you heard about that, John?
No.
It's a Prime movie, I think, so we could check it out one week. It's about
Yeah,
a
we will check.
met. It's kind of like, Creed when his girlfriend's losing his hearing.
Yeah.
It's basically a movie just that, but with a
Okay.
drummer. So, but they do, apparently do some good stuff with that. So I'm gonna see that, and maybe my list will change. But I feel like this is 2 or 1 for now. All right,
Okay.
moving on to
Yeah.
John's list.
We got Onward.
Mm-hmm.
Thought
Onward.
this was a fine movie, you know. It was just pretty much middle tier Pixar. There's some good, funny moments. Voice cast is pretty good.
It's crazy that Pixar released 2 movies this year, eh?
think I think the ending was actually pretty touching. Pretty good stuff. You watched it, right? Or did you?
I have not seen it. No.
Okay. So moving on from that, Impractical Jokers, the movie.
That was this year, eh?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was right at the beginning of this year. That just incredible, man. I love the Jokers and seeing them on the big screen. I saw it with a bunch of friends. We were all laughing so hard. It was probably the best theater experience of the year, for sure.
That's how the movie has to be watched, eh? It's
With
just with
lots of
friends.
buddies. I don't know. I could probably watch it alone, and have a good time with it
Okay,
too.
okay.
But next up, okay. Next up, we have Birds of Prey and the
Okay.
fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. I think this movie is a lot of fun. I think the cast is really good. You know, the other Birds of Prey don't really get a lot to do.
They really don't.
I don't really love the little girl,
Oh yeah, she was in that movie.
but you know, Margot Robbie is great. Uh, Black Mask, Ewan McGregor was just incredible. I thought Victor Zsasz was incredible too in that movie.
Yep.
The movie's got a great score, and I just had a hell of a lot of fun with it, pretty much. So, what do you think
Yeah.
of that?
I thought the action scenes were quite
Oh, yeah,
remarkable.
action scenes were great. I'm pretty sure the John Wick guys were doing the action.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know it was some stunt people doing it. Yeah, I love the prison break scene with the action. I think that was like really gripping stuff. Or shit, whatever. The not prison, but whatever. The police station. I think the characters were probably the weakest part besides like Black Mask and thing. I think the story structure also kind of weird,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that was a bit weird.
um, it's told through this crazy person's mind, so it's kind of weird, but it didn't really land with me. That's fine. Not everything's gonna stick with my stupid brain, but I think it was fun. I've heard people loving the costumes, and there's definitely a reason for the costumes to be like, whoa, this is groundbreaking costume making. But I didn't really get that. I am a big fan of just hokey, um, cartoony comic costumes. Like, give Harley Quinn the red and black. Why not? Like,
Well,
uh,
she's getting it now. This
yeah.
year.
That's good. Oh yeah, in the movie in Suicide Squad, finally. But yeah, it was a good movie. It made I guess I think it made egg sandwiches stock rise. So that's good. That's always fun.
Okay, moving on. Now we're getting into my top five.
Okay,
Number
big
five,
leagues.
The Gentleman.
Oh, I forgot that came out this year.
This is just a really cool movie. That's my one word to describe it.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I think so. You should check it out.
Yeah, I should.
I think it's about like British weed dealers and you know the kind of gang war they got going on. McConaughey's great. Charlie Hunnam's pretty much the main character is great. Again, wait, what's the guy's Hugh Grant
Yeah, I think Hugh Grant's in it.
is amazing in this, and Colin Farrell as this as some like as this I'm not even spoil who he is, but is so good. I cannot wait for that man to be playing the Penguin. Yeah, really, really, really like The Gentleman. It's got some crazy twists and turns. Guy Ritchie, it's got that quick style, editing, pacing. dialogue. It's great stuff.
All right.
Moving on to number 4. It's a movie we shared in watching. The Devil All the Time.
Oh yes.
This was a phenomenal movie, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I thought just the whole opening, I thought Bill Skarsgård was incredible. Like, probably the best performance in the movie.
Who did he play again? Bill played
Dad.
the dad. Yes.
The whole
Okay.
thing with the dog, that first
Oh
act,
my
just
God, man.
stuff, and just seeing the tragedy and all the stuff with his sister.
Dude, the sister was probably the one of the
James
most.
Weekend with the sister. Robert Pattinson was crazy, dude. Dude, I love this. I'm gonna have to watch this movie again. I love this movie.
Yeah, that I love the anthology aspect of it.
Yeah.
I like the
I like how it's
narration.
anthology and like it all really kind of weaved together really
Hmm.
nice at the end.
It reminded me of Pulp Fiction in a way with that kind of story structure. That's kind of a lame comparison, but it reminded me of that. I think Tom Holland does a good job
Yeah.
as the kid, and I think that's some pretty. The themes were kind of muddled, but I think it still works. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's no. It's just like religion is bad. Like all right, you got me, I guess.
Sebastian
But
Stan was really good as
Sebastian
the sheriff.
Stan was fat cop, chubby cop.
Jason
Pretty.
Isaacs as the hitchhiker.
Oh yes, and the woman too.
Oh man, that
Great.
stuff was
There,
crazy.
I love the way the stories weave together, as Jonathan said, and like how like these people from the first scene are like come back and they're in the last part, and
Yeah.
it's like it's well done. It's really well done. It's probably one of the better Netflix movies for sure. I think the production value is quite good.
Yeah.
I like the direction.
Cinematography is great.
Hmm. And it's a gripping movie.
Um,
Like there's certain scenes that happen, and I still think about it sometimes because it's a tragic movie.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think it's a good time. I think people should check it out because not much else to do. But yeah,
Charles Manson picks him up at the end.
yeah, no one talks about that, but that's definitely Charles Manson.
No, people say it's Jesus
No, oh, interesting.
because yeah.
I like that. Hey, you can interpret any way.
Okay, you said that this was one of the best Netflix movies.
Hmm.
Let me take you to my favorite Netflix movie,
All
which
right, I
is
know what
number
it is.
3, which is Extraction.
Yeah.
I was not on my life expecting to love this movie as much as I did. It first came out, I thought I don't really want to watch this. Then I heard people saying, "No, it's a pretty great action movie," and I saw things of people like, "Oh, the craziness! What really happened at the end?" And I saw that kind of title, and I thought, "Okay, maybe this is a kind of crazy movie." And I watched the movie, and first of all, the action in this movie,
It's
in-
phenomenal.
incredible. The guy Sam Hargrave, who directed this movie, who also did Second Unit on Mando season 2.
Oh, really?
He's the guy Favreau was talking to when he said that he should go behind.
Oh,
He did
nice.
the action in the Heiress.
Damn, that's awesome.
And, I think he does such a great job. David Harbour pulls up, does some crazy stuff. Action's so good. I was just, by the end of this movie, I was so invested. I can't even explain it, man. I was so invested. I was cheering, I was screaming. When he got popped in the neck, I
Oh,
was tweaking.
the
I was
neck shot was
freaking
nuts.
out. And then you think he's dead, and then what had me even freaking out more when it shows him at the end getting out of the pool, and he's
He's
standing
back.
behind him, and I was freaking out. And I'm a sucker for those kind of ambiguous endings,
Hmm.
and we'll see where it goes. Apparently, they're going into production on Extraction 2 this year.
That's a good
They've
time.
they've said it might be a prequel or it might be something kind of else, but we'll
Yeah.
see, I guess. Yeah,
Chris
Extraction.
Hemsworth does a great job.
He does do a great. I think it's his best performance probably.
Yeah, I mean, better than
But
Thor.
perhaps,
Better than Endgame.
perhaps. But
Uh,
what do you think of Extraction, man?
I thought it was a really good time. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the action was top tier action. Forgot like it's it's on par with John Wick, those movies for sure.
Mm.
It's kind of a grittier John Wick, I gotta say, like a more military John Wick. You know what I mean? Because John Wick's is kind of like a mercenary, like scrappy, throwing knives at guys. This guy's got the tactical guns and stuff, and he's running around with the armor.
John Wick also kind of more of like a fairy tale. This I can see being much more realistic.
Yeah, John Wick is the Baba Yaga. He's the
like a whole world of
assassins. But this is more grounded, I guess, too.
Just like throwing kids off the roof.
There was some crazy child soldier stuff in this movie as well.
I forgot about that child soldier, that main one who's that's the guy who shot him too.
That's the guy who got the final shot. Yep.
Oh my god, I love this movie.
And then there's the part where this guy gets hit by a car, and it's the craziest car hit I've ever seen. Because you know what scene I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
That was remarkable. Yeah, it's a great time. It's definitely in my top 3, I think, from this barren movie list.
Right, my number 2 was a movie I wouldn't even have expected to hit my top 10. And I saw this movie, and I just loved it so much. And I couldn't believe how, it was just amazing. And that movie is Borat, subsequent movie film.
Wow.
It's my number 2 movie of the year. This movie is so incredible.
I think it definitely chops the first movie, for sure.
Yeah, for me it really does. I think the pranks and stuff, so funny. And honestly, the movie itself, it's kind of got a good message.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, the way it ties it, the end of that movie, the way it ties everything together.
It's amazing.
It's so good. It's so funny. It just made me feel so good watching that movie. And yeah, Borat 2, I love it. I did watch that one with you too, Jay. What'd you think?
Yeah. I thought it was really good. I think it's definitely an unexpected amazing time, because just the things they tackle in this movie is awesome. Sacha Baron Cohen is the king of
when he goes to the synagogue.
Yeah, that was insane. I don't want to say that I laughed hard at that, but I laughed pretty hard at that. It's just shock humor, and he's the best at it, and I'm happy they gave him a sequel. This movie, when you think about Borat, you don't think it really needs a sequel, but you
think about what?
When you think about Borat, however you're supposed to say it, because I say Borat and Johnny eggs me on, but yeah, I think he does a great job, and yeah, I don't have much to say. It's just a good movie.
Okay, and number 1, y'all saw it coming from a mile away. Tenet. Tenet is the best movie of the year, despite its flaws, and it's a flawed movie.
It's a flawed movie for sure, and a flawed year of movies.
But I'm willing to overlook the flaws because the action is incredible, and the effects, the inversion effects, incredible. The performance is great, and Gerard Pattinson, who is one of my favorite actors, does a great job. He's pretty much the heart and soul of the movie.
He is.
It's some nice little emotion with him too at the end. There's some theories. There's a theory me and Jay have that we really love, revolving Gerard Pattinson, that he's actually the son of Kat. But it's just, I think it's a great time, and it's a pretty overcomplicated script, I feel.
And the sound design, I don't know.
Sound design is a little too loud.
Just a tad, but
I thought John Washington's really good.
He's great.
I thought, talk about great villain, I think Kenneth Branagh as Sator was a really good presence in that movie.
He was. He was a scary guy, and he does a good
scary dude.
When they go on that boat and you can't hear anything, it's a good time.
It was just, but hey, I think overall it was one of the only post-COVID. It was the only post-COVID theater experience
we've had. Yeah.
We had to go in masks, and it went pretty smoothly. We kind of got the whole road to ourselves, so that was pretty good.
Hmm.
We sat together, but hey, I had a hell of a lot of fun with that movie, and yeah, that's our number one movie of the year.
I have to agree with you on pretty much everything you said. It's it's kind of a marvel in filmmaking at certain points. Like
Yeah.
you really just like, wow, this
Like
is
you gotta like, how the hell are they filming this when you have a scene of two people fighting, and one is going forwards and one is going backwards?
it's ridiculous and it is confusing. But when you start putting the pieces together, you're like, huh, that's pretty cool. And that's all you need from a fucking Christopher Nolan movie.
Mhm.
He just makes interesting action pieces, and it's
Yeah,
like you can't ask for much more in this movie. I think subtitles probably need to be on when I rewatch this
yeah.
movie, but besides that, I feel like if subtitles were there, I would this movie would be amazing. Like stop the presses, great time.
Mhm. All right, Jay. Well, why don't you quit? Why don't you go through your list?
Okay, should I just do top five? Just because I have like 9 movies here, and we don't really need to. All right, I'll do. I think five. We'll say. That's a good question. I think five will be Devil All the Time.
Mm-hmm.
Four, I'm gonna do Extraction,
Okay, okay.
and then three, Soul. Mm, yeah, three will be Soul.
Okay, talk a bit about Soul, because Soul is one I haven't seen. I want to see.
It's kind of tied with two. It could even be number one. These movies are pretty interchangeable. Soul is a fantastic Pixar experience. It's probably the most intellectual Pixar movie I've seen, and and they don't hold anything back with this concept, and I really love that. And it has a really great message that I think everyone should watch this movie because I came out of it like kind of teary-eyed and just happy. It evokes so many like great emotions. And from what the trailers depict, it's not really what you expect, you know what I mean? Which I like. It's kind of subversive. I know that's a word that people use a lot when talking about movies, but it is for a Pixar movie. And I think it's a must watch for this year, especially if you have kids or if you like Pixar movies. And it's great cinema. The animation is probably the best I've seen, I gotta say. There's some really cool designs for people, especially in the Soul world. There's some cool people in there that I think you have to see. I want to spoil it. And the way that they do, like, I watched a video called The Hidden Cameras in Toy Story 4, and they use that technology in this, and it makes it look like a real, like, filmed movie, like, on a camera, but it's all animated, and I think it works wonderfully. It makes this movie absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, it's a great looking movie. Pete Docter, probably the best Pixar director. So I hope, yeah, it's a phenomenal movie. I think it might be number two or one. I just don't know. In this year, I can't really definitively say. Number two is probably I'm thinking of ending things, and number one will be Tenet. You know what? I'll do Soul number one, and then two Tenet,
Okay.
three I'm thinking of ending things. Okay, because I don't know, no other movies made me really that happy. I watched it twice now in like the span of 2 days. So it's a good time. I think you got to check it out. It's a must watch. So yeah, that's all.
Well, there you go. Great list. You know, I'm really excited to check out Soul now after that recommendation, man.
I'm glad.
But
I'm glad.
okay, so now that was 2020. Now let's look forward a bit to what is waiting for us
And
for
this new
20
year, this
this
new
new year,
horizon.
this new journey of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, start out with a little bit of Star Wars.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what's coming down the Star Wars front for 2021.
Okay.
Star Wars: The High Republic begins
With
soon.
the books.
A couple
Yes.
days. The first one, they're doing a live stream on the 4th, announcing a bunch of new stuff too for High Republic.
Ooh.
But on the 5th, the first book, Light of the Jedi, comes out. We're both gonna read that. James has vowed to read that, which is just shocking to me.
Yeah,
But
well, I don't know. I've heard some good things, and I'm kind of interested of what this new era
James,
is.
James is a Star Wars Explained fan. I've turned him into.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guy loves Alex.
Yeah. So that's coming out. What else? Andor,
So and after that, now we got the Bad Batch coming.
Bad Batch.
I'm
Yes.
guessing maybe late February because that's when Clone Wars started last year.
Hmm.
Super excited for that. To see a kind of continuation of the Clone Wars. Apparently, it's going to be really dark. Very excited for that.
That's exciting.
Fennec return, but yeah, I'm hyped for that. Then apparently not no one has confirmed it, but it was posted on their 2021 calendar that it was coming out, but not a specific date. Apparently, Star Wars Visions is coming out this year.
Really?
So that's the anime-inspired little short films from.
I thought that was in the future. I didn't know that was so
It
soon.
was.
That's exciting. I'm really hyped for
I'm
Vision.
excited for that. It's gonna be like the Animatrix kind of Love, Death, and Robots type thing. A bunch of different
Bunch
animated
of different. It's an
things.
anthology.
And then coming out in about a year, close to a year, December 2021, the Book of Boba Fett. Obviously, very excited for the Mandalorian saga to continue after that incredible second season.
Uh-huh.
And really excited to see Boba. Hope we get some flashbacks. Hope we get some other bounty hunters come in.
Yes, we were talking about this. We want to see who some people want to see. Let's list them
Cad
quick.
Bane,
Cad Bane, Bosk,
Bosk, IG-88.
IG-88 for sure. Um,
Who else did we say?
there's that girl, right? The girl bounty hunter.
Well, Aura Singh.
Yeah.
That girl was killed by Woody Harrelson.
Oh Jesus.
Because that's what Lando says when he's like, "Oh, you killed Aura Singh."
Damn. Okay. Well, I don't know who else there would be. There's some people saying Prince Zixor or whatever from Legends, who's that guy who seduced Leia. That's what he's known for.
That's what he did in Legends.
Yeah, he was the villain in between. I think he was the villain in between Empire and Return of the Jedi, or after Return of the Jedi, and he has like these pheromones that make him irresistible to anyone. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff with that. I remember there was a Weekly Planet video about it. So I think I'll send it to you. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Check it out.
Yeah, I think he'll be interesting rendition. I think it's just like slowly throw in Legends characters because people love Legends. You know, there's Revan that could happen eventually one day, and there's like who else is pretty popular in Legends? I don't know, but there's a bunch of people you could do.
Me and you gonna have to have a discussion about Revan.
Okay.
In the future, because I have mixed feelings about Revan.
All right. I want to get the books for Revan. I don't know if it's a comic book or a novel. I have to check it
I
out.
already know damn well what my gripes are with Revan.
Okay, I think I know, but I'm not too sure. We'll talk about it later when
before we move on to more 2021. Forgot to mention some of the great shows of 2020.
Okay, let's do them quick speed round shows. Quick.
I'll just do ones that kind of apply to both of us. I watch a lot of TV. I had some other stuff. Maybe mention some really good stuff that I've just watched. But BoJack Horseman finished up its run.
Yes, I forgot that came out this year. Amazing final season.
Great final season.
Probably my favorite show that aired ever. So, yeah, great time.
What We Do in the Shadows got a second season. Amazing show, hilarious show. James, you gotta watch it. It's so funny.
Okay.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. finished its run. Love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yeah, that happened this year.
Yeah.
Or last year now. Whoops.
Ozark had an incredible third season. The Boys.
Great season.
Had a great season 2. Some crazy developments, and I'm so excited for season 3.
Yes, I'm very excited for that.
The Clone Wars finished its run in probably the greatest 4 episodes of television possibly ever made.
Dude, great time. Love Twilight Apprentice?
Whoa. Are you
Wrong
crazy?
one.
The Siege
Sorry.
of Mandalore.
No. What's the episode
Oh,
called?
the Phantom
The
Apprentice.
Phantom Apprentice. Thank you. Sorry, it's close.
Yeah, that's definitely the best one out of them.
Great episode. I think that was some amazing lightsaber fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great. That's what makes me really excited for the Bad Batch because that is an incredible looking season for the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm. You tell me she beat Darth Maul, but not Morgan Elsbeth? Okay.
Okay.
Better Call Saul season 5. Immaculate.
Mhm. I still need to watch that show. It's gonna
Incredible.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, John. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Who knows when season 6 is coming out? Probably not even this year, but that's gonna be the last season. But I'm so excited.
How about I make a vow before the show ends that I'll watch it?
Sure, man. Whatever you want.
All right. I find when I make promises, I have to do them. I'm forced to do them.
Okay.
So I did Rebels. I promised them I'm watching
Yeah, you're
Rebels,
making the promise now to me that
and
you're
I'm,
gonna do Better Call Saul.
and I'm doing Rebels. Rebels is great, by the way. I think if you haven't watched Rebels, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's a must.
It's a must watch for any
If
Star
you
Wars
if
fan.
you love Resistance, you'll like Rebels.
The 2% of people who like Resistance, check out Rebels. Okay. Moving on. What else we got?
Okay.
Mando season 2.
And Mando season 2, which obviously
We already talked about.
think about.
Shit. We hate it.
Terrible. Okay, moving on. Now more 2021. Talk a bit about the Marvel shows coming up.
Yes.
WandaVision, which starts in 2 weeks.
What? 2 weeks?
I'm so excited, man.
Oh my god, that's really
Get
close.
back in. Hopefully, there's some long episodes. Now, I have no idea how many episodes this show is.
They said it was 23. Like, no.
Yeah. I've heard either 8 or 6.
I feel like it's kind of how many decades there are. It starts in the 50s.
So they released posters for kind of each decade, and all they did was they released 6 of them.
So I feel like it might be 7 because there might be like an extra.
Maybe, yeah, because
episode.
Falcon
Or
Winter
8.
Soldier has been confirmed to be 6, but WandaVision no episode number.
So maybe 6 or 7. Who knows? That's a decent amount.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've really loved the trailers. I think this show has so much potential. It could be the MCU Truman Show.
I love both actors and both characters a lot. I think Vision is vastly underused in the last 2 Avengers movies, but
here we go. Nice Vision exploration.
Which is great. He's a great he makes Age of Ultron worth watching for sure.
He's great in Age of Ultron. Getting Monica Rambeau.
Yes, we get her.
We get Jimmy Woo.
Yes, and then a bunch of other comedians too.
Darcy.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, we get to go from Thor 2, right?
Yeah.
And two broke girls.
Mm-hmm. So that is coming January 15th, 2 weeks time. And next up, coming a couple weeks after that ends, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, I am so excited for that show.
March 19th. I'm so hyped for this show. It's literally Captain America 4. I think we're gonna be. I don't want to hype it up too much, but I'm so excited, and I hope they do it justice because there's a lot of good stuff. Like we get Balrog back, and Balrog's back.
And
Zemo's back. I'm really excited to see Zemo back.
And we get that other Captain America copycat, the soldier, whatever. I forget his name.
U.S. agent, I think.
U.S. agent. That's fun. Like, there's so many fun stuff that's going on in this show, which it's exciting.
That trailer looked really good.
I never was a big Falcon guy, but I feel like I'm gonna love Falcon in this, like, because he doesn't get much to do in these movies, except maybe Ant-Man, because that was a great. Yeah. He's a fun character. I think what's the actor's Don Cheadle? No, that's the other guy.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie is a great guy. Those interviews when like with Tom Holland and stuff, it's so fun. He's a fun guy. I feel like, and obviously Sebastian Stan, great guy. Like love him as Bucky. I like Bucky as a character a lot. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, and it's gonna be fun.
And then coming just a few weeks after that ends, sometime in May, there hasn't been an actual date, is Loki.
We're getting 3 Marvel shows, eh?
Wow. Oh, I'm not even close to done, buddy.
Oh no.
It's Loki. I'm super excited about Loki. I thought that out of all the trailers that came out to Disney Investor Day, the Loki trailer is my favorite. I think it looks really interesting. Some
Yeah. It,
crazy time mystery thriller,
hmm
they said it was. And I'm really, really excited to see what's gonna happen. Some crazy hijinks, some DB Cooper stuff is going on.
There's definitely some DB Cooper stuff.
But yeah, I'm
Tom
hyped.
Hiddleston is great as Loki, and I was really hyped when he took that Tesseract
Uh-huh.
in with Endgame.
All right, and then coming, there's no official date, but summer is What If.
Oh, what if? That's a fun
So
show.
that looks like a lot of fun. Really cool seeing these scenarios. We've got what's been confirmed. We've got Agent Carter,
Zombies.
zombies,
The T'Challa space one,
T'Challa,
Guardians one.
Star-Lord. It looks like we have some Doctor Strange one.
Oh
But
yes,
there's
Evil
two Doctor
Doctor Strange.
Stranges,
I
and
think that's it.
there looks like there's one about Nick Fury.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing that too.
But yeah, super excited about that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Nothing too impactful, obviously, because it's all
It's
what
all
if.
just what if, but
Yep.
it's a fun watch nonetheless.
Okay, then in late 2021, no official date, but Miss Marvel
Uh huh.
coming starring James' cousin. And that looked fun. They were talking about some cool stuff about that.
Yeah, it's gonna
Excited
be
to
like
see what it's really all about.
teen movie
Yeah.
show.
And then coming also in late 2021, no official date, is Hawkeye.
Oh, dude, that's insane. We're getting all these
Yeah.
shows.
And Hawkeye, I'm very excited for.
Hmm.
We got Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. Amazing casting.
Okay, question: does Hawkeye remove the tattoos, or he still got those tats?
He's still got. I've seen pictures on set. He still has the tattoos.
That's nuts.
He's
All
still.
right, all right. What about movies? We get any movies
All
this
right.
year?
Yeah. Let me bring out the movie list, man. The movie list is crazy because everything that was supposed to come out this year
Yeah, it's
is
pushed
now
then.
next year. So,
So start off with Black Widow, right?
well, 1 second. I'm going through all the movies, man.
All right, all right.
Food Marvel and the dates too. So January, not much coming out. February, Cinderella.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know what that. February 26th, a movie called Cherry, which I don't know if you. It's like Tom Holland as this bank robber. I don't know if you've seen anything about it.
Not seen that.
He's
No.
got a shaved head. It's a bank robber. I think the Russos are doing it.
Of course, the Russos are doing it.
But yeah, that's something. Tom and Jerry,
Oh,
February 26th. Get hype, man. So in March, Raya and the Last Dragon.
okay.
Which have you heard of that?
No,
The
but it sounds familiar.
new animated Disney movie.
Okay.
So that'll be in theaters and it'll do the same Mulan Premier Access Disney Plus thing. We got to pay $30.
Oh, it's a 30 bucker.
And then, so Friday, March 5th, that's that. And Chaos Walking, which is the Tom Holland Daisy Ridley movie.
Tom Holland's doing everything, man.
Yeah. Okay, then March 19th, we are getting Morbius.
Oh wait, the Chaos Walking one, the one that got pushed back like 20 times. Is that
Yeah,
the?
Daisy Ridley.
Okay, okay, cool.
March
And
19th,
Morbius.
Morbius, the return of Adrian Toomes.
That's all this movie's about.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to most, honestly.
And a Spider-Man 3 poster.
Yeah. Then April 2nd comes No Time to Die,
Okay.
which, excited about that.
Yeah, it was
April
gonna be a
9th,
fun.
Bob's Burgers.
The movie?
Yeah.
Interesting. You hate Bob's Burgers, but it's a good show.
I don't hate it. I just have never watched it because I can't get past. I'm not a fan of the animation. But maybe that'll change because I gave Big Mouth a chance and I love it now. So
hmm All right, what's next? What's after
April
September?
16th,
Or
Mortal
sorry, April.
Kombat.
Oh, no
Will
way.
also be on HBO Max.
That's exciting. I'm excited for a Mortal Kombat movie. I just really hope they just go all in for it. Like, don't make it realistic. Just go
Yeah,
all in.
crazy. Yeah, I don't know too much on Mortal Kombat, but I'm excited.
I'm a Mortal Kombat fan. I love Mortal Kombat. I love that universe, and I think there's just a lot of fun stuff to do with it.
James Wan producing,
Oh, that's exciting. That's gonna be fun.
so April 23rd, A Quiet Place Part 2.
Okay, that was supposed to come out this year or
Mhm.
last year.
May 7th, Black Widow.
Damn. All right.
Excited for that. May 21st, Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh, that's
Also
exciting.
HBO Max.
So what's the deal with HBO? So are we not like
So
like
we
so
get it like on we can just rent it
rent it? Yeah.
on
So
like
we
Google
can't get
Play.
HBO.
So
That stinks. I would definitely get HBO because that's
oh
got a
yeah.
lot of great stuff on there.
So also the same week as Godzilla vs. Kong is Free Guy,
Don't
which
know
you
what that is.
the Ryan Reynolds movie where he's just like that guy.
Couldn't tell. That's a lot of Ryan Reynolds movies.
Okay, well, some weird movie where like he's like in a video game or something.
Okay.
I don't know. But May 28th, dude, there's like a big movie every week. It's crazy. May 28th is Fast and Furious 9
Okay.
and Cruella. Just
Oh
like
yes, with the
Bill.
Dalmatians.
Um, June 4th is Conjuring 3.
Interesting. Yeah, I love the Conjuring series. Seen
June
all of them.
11th is Ghostbusters Afterlife. Which
Oh,
we've just heard nothing about.
it's the what's it called? The
Paul Rudd.
Stranger Things Ghostbusters.
Hmm.
Interesting. All right.
June 18th, Luca, the new Pixar.
Mm-hmm. Call Me by Your Name,
Mhm.
Pixar edition.
June 25th, the namesake of this show, Venom,
Let
Let
there be
There Be
carnage.
Carnage.
Exciting.
Exciting, very exciting. July 2nd, Minions: The Rise of Gru and
Sick.
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick. There's a lot of commercials. There's a lot of trailers in the theaters
Uh,
for Maverick.
Every week of July is insane. July 9th, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Oh, that's exciting.
So excited about that one.
So what do you think? What do you think for the Marvel movies? You think they're gonna put them on Premier Access too, or?
I don't think they're doing that. They would have said at the investors.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. HBO is just, or Warner Brothers was made a big move with that, I guess.
Yeah. So
All
July
right.
16th is Space Jam: A New Legacy,
With
which will,
LeBron.
which will also be on HBO Max. And that same weekend is Uncharted.
Oh, wow, dude, Tom Holland's having a crazy year.
He is. So July 30th is Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
Is the Rock, Emily Blunt Disney movie.
All right. Awesome.
August 6th, The Suicide Squad, which will also be on HBO Max.
Damn, dude, this year is insane.
And nothing much for the rest of August. Nothing really in September except Boss Baby 2.
Yes.
Then October 1st, Dune.
Oh yes, I
Also
still have to
be
finish the book so I
on
could see
HBO
that movie.
Max.
Okay.
October 22nd, Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins.
Oh my God, we're getting a Snake Eyes movie.
Yeah.
That's fun.
No,
That's fun. That's fun.
November 5th, on the same weekend, we get Eternals
Oh yes,
and
cool.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh yes.
Uh, on
Coming.
November 19th, we are getting Mission Impossible 7.
Okay. Oh, that's fun. I like the Mission Impossible movies
It's
recently. So,
really such a crazy year.
and then December is there
On
anything left?
December 17th, we are getting Spider-Man 3.
What?
I think they're going to push this
I
movie.
think that's definitely getting pushed. Like that, there's no way it's coming out in
But for
December.
now,
So.
that's the date. I mean, they've been filming for a while. They might be done soon. I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, by then, hopefully, COVID will be dying down. So,
Then on December 22nd, dude, this is such a packed year.
Mm-hmm.
The Matrix 4,
Oh,
which will also be on HBO Max.
and John Wick.
No. John Wick's a push. And that's 2021 for movies.
Wow. So we're seeing every single movie just listed.
Pretty
We'll
much.
report back on you what happens,
We're
what our
back
thoughts
still
are.
alive by next year.
Yeah, by December we'll do a recap. Wow, that's a crazy year. I'm very excited.
I'm excited for the year to come, man. We got a lot of shows, a lot of movies.
We needed this year to be more entertainment because 2020 was really lacking for extenuating circumstances.
Now it's gonna be, dude, every weekend we're gonna have a movie.
That's what I live for. So
it's crazy because now it's gonna. So what are we gonna be? Is this what we're gonna do, Jay? So on Friday nights, big Friday nights, I guess, I'm gonna be at school.
Mm-hmm.
I come back for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You pull up.
Yep.
We go to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
See kind of earlier movie. Grab some dinner.
Okay.
Come back here, and we put on Falcon Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's exciting!
Sound like a night?
That's insane night, but I'm down.
That's a night.
All right. Well, this has been a crazy podcast.
This has been a great episode, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for going on the ride with us. Listen, I'm not going to make any promises on when you'll hear from us again. Maybe if some big trailers come up, we'll do some trailer reviews or whatever. Yeah. Some show reviews. Hey, maybe, who knows, we'll get that Money Heist one done because the final season's coming out in April.
Should I just tag along and pretend I see every episode?
Man. Just pull a Aiden. That guy's always pretending he saw stuff.
Oh, yeah, when
was crazy when Tokyo took off the... That was nuts.
Dude. All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming. Hopefully soon we'll see you guys.
Hope to see you soon. Have a great year.
Yeah. Thank you. Hopefully here's to better year.
Ciao. Daniel Logan. This message is for you. I'm really looking forward to 2021, and I hope you get exactly what you deserve. Thank you.